We face one of the greatest challenges in the history of humanity: to eliminate the fuels that have driven progress and technology for over a century. While our thirst for energy only grows. Could the solution lie with an ancient and distant power source?
It's without question that in our solar system, the sun is the greatest source of energy. And the better we can take advantage of that, the better it is for us as a civilization.
Solar energy currently has a major drawback. Demand for power surges in the evening, just as the sun is setting. Unlike fossil fuel power stations, most solar farms can only produce electricity when the sun is shining. In the arid Atacama Desert in Chile, a major new development is aimed at solving the dilemma. Cerro de Minador. Like the Regen plant in Australia, Cerro de Minador has a tower surrounded by mirrors that will track the sun and collect its energy. But the system works in a fundamentally different way and on a far bigger scale. Once complete, the tower will rise as high as a 70-story skyscraper. Francisco Vizcaíno is project director of this groundbreaking venture.
It is very important to develop projects like this because if we really want to turn page on the fossil fuels, we need to create green energy, renewable energy that is able to work 24 hours in the night. When the electricity is really needed in the evening and you turn on your light, this is what we need.
Cerro de Minador is designed to produce solar electricity 24 hours a day and more of it than anywhere else in the world. Northern Chile is the perfect place for this kind of solar installation, as the Atacama Desert is the driest place on Earth outside the poles. That causes the solar radiation here to be uniquely intense.
In Chile, the sun is much more powerful than any other place in the world, not only because of the power of the sun, which is strong, also because there is not water in the environment, it's very dry. So the light is coming directly to the ground without any reflection on the water in the environment. Even if the temperatures are not very high, the power that we are receiving from the sun is tremendous.
The best view of the heliostat field is from the top of the central tower. To get there takes a 13-minute ride in an elevator.
Here we are on the top of the tower, 220 meters, and here you see all the solar field with the 10,600 mirrors, which will be reflecting the light of the sun to the top of this tower, just where we are right now. It's very, very nice when in the morning they wake up and like sunflowers they are following the sun and aiming the light of the sun to the top of the receiver.
From here, you can see the big difference between this site and conventional solar power plants. There are no solar panels anywhere. At Cerro de Minador, they will generate electricity a completely different way. A special liquid made from salt is pumped to the receiver at the top of the tower. Here, the reflected heat from the sun raises the liquid's temperature to a whopping 1040 degrees Fahrenheit, as hot as lava. That molten salt is then pumped back down the tower, where it's used to heat water and make high-pressure steam. That steam drives a turbine and makes electricity. Cerro de Minador is not the first solar plant to generate electricity this way, but it aims to be one of the first to produce power reliably on demand 24 hours a day. Conventional batteries are much too expensive to use on this scale. So to generate electricity through the night, Cerro de Minador has 2 giant storage tanks at the bottom of the tower.
Here we have the tanks. The salt today is here, melted. 46,000 tons of salt inside those tanks waiting for being pumped to the top of the tower.
The salt from a nearby mine in northern Chile consists of sodium and potassium nitrates, which have the ideal properties to store heat safely and reliably. Once on site, the salt was melted. Then the liquid was stored in a tank. Despite being 600 degrees Fahrenheit, this is known as the cold tank.
In the morning, we have all the salt there in the cold tank. 46,000 tons of salt there. During the day, the salt is being pumped to the top of the receiver, to the top of the tower. In the receiver, we heat the salt and we start to fill the hot tank. So during the day, the cold tank is getting empty and the hot tank is getting full.
In the hot tank, the salt is stored at 1,040 degrees Fahrenheit. The tanks are so well insulated that the temperature only drops 1 degree per day.
During the full night, we are using that salt to generate steam, and at the end of the night, again, we have the cold tank completely full of salt, and this is the full battery cycle that allows us to keep generation 24 hours using 100% only renewable energy, the light from the sun.
Comes to solar, the future looks bright.